I would like to welcome you to yet another battle report. It's going to be a Kings of War this time, and it is a sort of rematch between me and the Mrówa, who is a general, who's an undead general. Okay, so let's get to it. What you see is our initial setup. The army is worth 1200 points, nothing fancy about the list. We decided to go easy. Well, the undead are mainly skeletons and zombies, and my kingdoms of men are men. No giants or any strange stuff. So okay, here you can see the undead army. There is a regiment of skeletons. Next to it there are werewolves. Behind it there is a regiment of skeleton spearmen with the brew of strength. Next to them is a hero. Okay, there are two heroes. One of them was to do main chanting, the other one was there to do surging. I don't really recall which one was which. Anyway, next to the werewolves there is a regiment of yet another archers, and next to it there is a horde of zombies. Behind there is a horde of wights. And here on the flank there is another regiment of skeleton spears. Okay, my army, okay, the blurry ones are the knights. Next to them there is a regiment of foot guard with a great weapon. The big horde, these are pikemen, the light version, the one with the 3+. They have a brew of strength on them though. Next to them there is a horde of handgunners with a hammer of measured force. Behind them there are three heroes. The one visible with the blue cape, it's a captain. There is a wizard, well, it's a she-wizard, and there's a guy with the she-wizard, she does have a Shroud of the Saint, and the guy with the one with the standard bearer with the flute, no, well, it's Insustainable Darkness, right? The thing that gave him the Bane chant ability. And yeah, there's still Ballista there, sort of like between the heroes. After we finished our initial setup, I did my captain thing, so I'm allowed to change my setup. D3 units can change places. So basically here I took my knights who were here behind the hill, and I put my handgunners here. I just switched places. And by the way, these dangerously looking hills, they're just hills. Decided they're just rolling hills, so you can easily go over them. And that was pretty much for the initial setup. I took first turn and I started to move my troops. As you can see, I put my handgunners here on the hill, next to them the foot guard. In the middle I send my pikemen, sort of like to be an anvil, hopefully. This is the first time I'm using these lighter pikemen, the +3 save and minus elite, but I was hoping they're gonna do well. Okay, next to them the pole arms regiment was maneuvering, sort of like give them a hand, hopefully some flank charge. And as you can see here, the knights they switched the place with the handgunners, and they were going forward. There is a regiment of skeletons in front of them, if you remember. We can't see them yet. And my ballista Handpusher, well, they fired and they rolled 1, of course. I really like this model, so I include them in a list like this. A friendly game. They usually do nothing. Well, and it was pretty much it for my turn. So in their turn, the undead started to crawl my way. As you can see, the big horde of zombies moved forward. On the right flank, there was this unit of skeletons. They didn't have much to do. Obviously I could catch them, so well they moved forward actually. Mrówa did have a plan, and we will see it in a second. Right here, the werewolves went through the woods and were angling sort of towards my pikemen, and the wides appeared behind the zombies. So yeah, going back to the knights and the skeleton units, I mean, the Mrówa was counting that he may be able to, surge those skeletons into my knights. Well, he almost did. It was like 2 inches short, if I remember correctly, but well, he end up being short, like I said. So just open for my charge, well, obviously, but there was nothing else he could do. Then there was some shooting. A unit of skeletons in the middle shot at my pikemen. They did like 1 wound, and the other guys, they actually entered the woods so they can see my handgunners, at which they shot, and they did like 2 wounds. So it was pretty much okay, and this was the end of the Undead turn 1. Okay, so in my turn, I tried to tighten the cooperation between my units, if you know what I mean. I mean, the halberds on the right were sort of like angling to help the pikemen. They get charged, and they surely will get charged, right? So I was hoping maybe for some flank charge by the halberds. On the right flank, well, obviously I charged the skeletons, but to be perfectly honest, I completely forgot that they do have spears, I mean, the models clearly have spears. Somehow I forgot that they will have the I will lose my bonus as a cavalry charging the spears, but well, no matter. It's not like there was something else I could do here, so I charged them. Again, in the middle, I did heal the 1 wound on my pikemen. I mean, there was some stuff coming their way, so I thought if they'll be, as healthy as they can get, will be certainly better for them. And then my ballista shot, and they actually did hit something. And along with the handgunners, they did like 7 wounds on the werewolves. That was not bad. I was actually pretty short to staggering them, but well, it didn't work. But still, 7 wounds was rather okay. Going back to the right flank, well, I did only 5 wounds to those damn skeletons, so that was rather unfortunate. But then, bam! And I rolled double 6s, and they were gone, which was pretty good. Well, this, as you can see here, opened some opportunities in the near future for my heavy cavalry. You can see the blurry zombies in the background. I could, charge them, help my center. So all in all, everything looked rather well for the coming round. I mean, for my near future in this game, and it was pretty much it for that turn. So the Undead turn, and my optimism was brought low rather fast. So I completely didn't see it coming. I mean, well, I am still fresh to the game, I suppose. But the wights, being higher than the skeletons, were able to see my pikemen, and therefore they were able to charge. And as much as I do have trust in their withstanding power, well, this is a storm. I don't think they will survive. So other than that, there was nothing else. I mean, in terms of movement for the Undead. So the only thing that was left was a combat resolution, and well, here, as I feared, my pikemen were slaughtered. They were very valiant and everything, but they died. So my 3 heroes were staring in amazement at the freaking, hordes of undead approaching. Well, and my optimism was gone. I was very well worried for the near future, and this was pretty much it for that turn. So, my turn. It was time to pick up pieces and do something about this situation. So my knights started to maneuver. They angled toward the center, toward the zombies visible at the bottom. Well, obviously this is where the hottest spot was. I mean, the center. After losing my my pikemen. Well, in the center, well, I was forced kind of to charge the zombie flood with my halberds, and the captain joined in, and I charged the whites with my foot guard. I was hoping to destroy the werewolves actually, because well, they were threatening my foot guard flank. So I started with the wizard. I fireballed them, but well, there was a loud fart and a lot of smoke, and well, nothing happened. I didn't wound them even once. So I open up with my horde of handgunners at those dogs, and well, you can see the result. I hit them twice, and then when it came to wounding, I did like a 1 wound, so they didn't go anywhere, and they were still threatening my flank. The fight between the halberds captain and the zombies, well, didn't go very well. I did like 6 wounds and I bounced back, and well, the same goes for the fight between the foot guard and the whites, 4 wounds, and I had to move back. So well, the situation started to look very, very grim, and it was pretty much the end of my turn. So well, it was time for a dreaded undead turn. So well, zombies charged my halberds, and well, of course, because I didn't destroy those werewolves, they were able to charge my flanks. I mean, the flank of my home guard, and the whites charged its front. Not very great. What's even worse, that Mrówa using various undead techniques, I like surge and such. He managed to bring those archers visible in the picture, and they did block the charge arc of my knights, which was very bad indeed. Well, so the fight didn't go well between the halberds and the zombies. They did like 11 wounds to my unit, but then you can see bam and double 2, and the halberd is held, and the zombies bounced back. Well, that was pretty wonderful actually. So yeah, there was still hope. Well, unfortunately, on the right flank, that didn't go all that well. The foot guard was destroyed, and my heroes again stared at the faces of the undead. Yeah, and that was pretty much it for that turn. So, my turn again, and there was still hope because of the halberds that were holding the zombies in the center. Pretty cool. Well, anyway, well, my knights charged the bow skellies, well, because there was nothing else for them to do, actually. Well, in the center, obviously, I redoubled my efforts to destroy the bloody zombies. So then the halberds, I mean, the polearms, and the captain, they charged the zombies again. Well, I was hoping really to destroy them. Well, here I decided to actually attack the werewolves. I mean, the werewolves, there was no picture, but after destroying the foot guard, they reformed. I mean, they turned toward my handgunners, and so I decided to actually charge them instead of well, shoot them, because we all saw how the shooting went the last time they tried it, and they did have the hammer of the measured force. So I decided it's better to fight them, and after all, there were like 7 wounds now. I really again was hoping to destroy these bloody things. Well, going back to the knights, well, they did rather well. I mean, it was rather sure that they will kill those skellies, and they did, which is very good. Well, going back to the center, damn, I mean, the halberds, as you can see, they got healed by my wizard. I mean, she wizard. They did the job on them, like 3 wounds. And unfortunately, I didn't destroy the bloody zombies. What you see is I rolled like, I mean, I did destroy them. Unfortunately, there was a way for a mover to ask me kindly to re-roll the result, and I did. And I needed a 6 to destroy them, and I rolled 5. Okay, so this was, I was sure, like a doom for my brave halberds. Well, what can you do? Well, at least handgunners did okay. They did kill those bloody dogs finally, so I was happy. And well, okay, it's worth now to say a few words about the scenario that we were playing, because there was a bit of a mess. I mean, we rolled at the beginning of the game, and I read the scenario like very fast, and I thought, oh, okay, this is the one when you actually score when you cross the the middle, the center of the board. But then we checked on something, and it was apparent that this is not the scenario what we were playing. I mean, or what we were should be playing. It was the scenario when there is an actual center of the board, and within it, like 12 inches, you score at the end of the game. But yeah, well, whatever. I mean, it was a friendly game, so we decided, yeah, okay, well, let's see how this goes, and we just kept on playing. Well, anyway, after destroying those werewolves and reforming a bit on my handgunners, it was the end of my turn. So, well, the undead turn. Well, what can you do? So anyway, the whites turned against my handgunners with an ill intent at their hearts. Well, if they do have hearts. The zombies charged my halberds, and it seems like there was no hope because they were on 8 wounds. The zombies are, well, you know, good enough to kill this unit. They have like, you know, t-shirt save of 3+, so I was sure they were like dead. And that was until Mrówa rolled double 2s again. I mean, you know, how shit. How cool is that? I mean, you know, what are the odds? So, like, twice in a row with the same unit, you know, that's the thing. These guys are, you know, the stuff of legend now. I mean, they're so brave, right? Well, anyway, you see, the zombies beat them up pretty badly. It's like 16 wounds. It's past their, you know, surviving border. But he rolled double 2s. I was like, whoa, you know, like... I screamed really loud, startling some people that were present in the club, in the store. Well, anyway, well, that was pretty much the end of the undead turn, and the impossible happened. As you can see, my middle still held. So again, hopeful for the future. So my turn. Okay, so well, the impossible happened, as you witnessed, and well, of course, I charged the bloody zombies again. I mean, the halberd dudes, you know, they redoubled their effort, being amazed that they didn't die actually, right? So yeah, I was pretty sure I can destroy these bloody zombies. Well, unless I roll like double 2, but they were like at 16 wounds, 22 were their total, so yeah, I was pretty sure I can you know, take them. So well, knights, being a nobleman, and seeing that their peasant friends, I mean the halberds, are doing rather well, they decided not to help them. And well, I charged the skellies that appeared, because yeah, well, it was a logical choice, I suppose. Although you know, these were the skellies with the brew of strength on them. So well, and the spears. I mean, obviously, this time I remember that they were spears. Well, I charged them nevertheless. Well, hoping that they, well, something, well, nice will happen. You never know. On the left flank, well, I decided to charge the whites. Well, because they were to charge me anyway. So I bane chanted my dudes, my horde of handgunners, who were doing, well, rather okay. And I charged the whites with the captain as well. So there was the other thing, that there was this unit, regiment of skellies approaching. I mean, they were not like a big threat, but if they charge my flank, they will certainly hold me in place. And this would be bad. I did some healing on my handgunners, and well, was again hoping for the best. And in the center, the epic fight was over, and my halberds destroyed and smashed the bloody zombies to pieces. Really, I was amazed. You know, the unit advanced toward the necromancer, who, you know, startled face and you know, amazement on it was you know, equal to what was on the face of my opponent. Yeah, that's so cool, so epic. Well, I will remember this for long, certainly. Well, I did fight the whites. It didn't go very well, as you can see. There's only 5 wounds on them, but I did roll rather okay. I mean, well, it's an 11. If I manage 12, well, this obviously what would happen. What would happen if I rolled 12? Well, I did roll 11, close, but well, not close enough. And this was pretty much it for my turn. So turn 5, and it's actually a last turn. It's a last turn. There should be 6 turns actually, but we just messed it up. I mean, during this game, I suppose we were so excited that we thought that it was turn 6. I mean, when I was preparing this battle report and I was checking the pictures, it was clearly labeled that we thought it's a turn 6. Yeah, but again, yeah, no matter, right? I mean, it's a friendly game. Okay, so anyway, the whites just turned their backs on my handgunners, and when they did so, I was sure that something devious is being planned. Then the unit of Skellies charged my flank, flank of my handgunners, and well, it became apparent what Mrówa is planning. I mean, there was this guy. I mean, my captain was in front of the whites. If they charge him using the surge ability and they kill him, they'll be able to charge further, and therefore they will be able to charge the flank of my half-dead halberds, and probably they will be able to destroy them. Very nasty, right? Well, the knights, I mean, the fight between the knights and the skeletons, it just continued. They were exchanging blows. And then, well, yeah, it was not a very long surge movement, so the whites did charge my captain. I mean, he fought very violently, but as you can see here, 9 wounds, and Mrówa rolled 7, and the captain was dead. Well, therefore the whites were able to charge my celebrating halberds, and well, they destroyed them. I mean, well, they didn't destroy them, obviously. Unit this heroic, they just, retreated in a good order. Well, anyway, they were gone from the battlefield. Again, the Mrówa attacked my knights, and, well, not much happened, but he, demonstrated again how good is he at rolling double ones. It's just amazing. Well, anyway, this was the end of the battle, and we declared the win for the Undead. Okay, so the end of this epic battle, and the Undead won because the units of whites was close to the central point I mentioned, and they scored. My unit didn't score enough, and well, my horde of handgunners was simply too far to score anything. Therefore, this valiant defeat, if I would describe it with the words of Total War or Pyrrhic victory, looking from the perspective of my opponent. Well, anyway, it was a fun game. We both enjoyed it, and I really love how the Kings of War allows you to come back from something that seems like a totally shitty situation. Well, in this other fantasy game that I'm playing, when you're fucked, you're done, right? And it's possible that you notice, like in turn 1 or 2, you just roll dice, to see what your opponent will do to you. Well, anyway, going back to Kings of War, I hope to bring you some more stuff. I'm preparing this another army. You might have seen it, Rat King. Mrówa says he is almost ready with his second army, and I possibly will play with some other people. So, well, stay tuned, and well, till then, till the next time, cheers!